So today I'll be continuing my journey through these dark lands to the castle of Ravenloft, somewhere I've never been in the lands of Neverwinter. Whenever I queue up for these random dungeons, I just hope on God's name that I don't ever get Infernal Citadel. So luckily, we got Castle Ravenloft, so let us begin the journey through these evil lands. So this will be like the first video I've ever made, actually, of any dungeon on Neverwinter. Castle Ravenloft, which is one of the least annoying ones if you got a group that knows what they're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, this dungeon can take you some time, and this is my first time doing this. Luckily, guys, I'm going to be straight up with you, and I'll admit it right now, this group I'm playing with literally carried me through this entire dungeon. I felt like I was just kind of like clapping and like cheering them on, like, but I still try to play my part in some aspects. I would try to do as much as I could, and literally, if you guys didn't realize, I have only one artifact weapon on. So when I started the dungeon, I'm just like running around, do dandy, don't even realize I don't have my artifact weapon equipped or anything. I actually think I catch on right up here as me and the group move ahead in our adventures through this wicked dungeon. I realize I'm like, because look how much damage, I'm doing like no damage. And I'm like, what the hell is, and then I look at my character like, oh, I'm missing an artifact weapon. So then I realized, like, God, we made a video about the slaughterhouse yesterday. I forgot to put the damn companion on. I'm forgetting my damn weapons. I don't know where they're at. What's going on? Everything's broken. We lost. We're already failing. No, not really, though. But so we're able to move forward. And I think this is where one of the first boss fights would actually take place. But we sat before we went into this dungeon because they were actually discussing on what to do in the dungeon. And so before we went in here, they were just talking in chat. And then the way I was going to figure out what to do in this boss fight was just by copying them. So let's get to the boss fight. So began the first stage of this wicked journey through the Ravenloft castles, and this boss fight had a few mechanics. It wasn't actually very hard. Luckily, these guys knew what to do, and like I said, I was literally just gonna watch what they were doing because that's like literally the only way I was gonna figure it out. And you can see there's these two ghosts that spawn in, and they have these giant red lines going straight into the boss, and they're actually making the boss invincible, and you'll have to lead them away so that you can do damage to the boss or to them, because they'll also make each other invincible, so it like creates a chain of invincibility throughout all the mobs. So you'll have to lead them away, and you can see they're like way across the map. Boss is no longer invincible, so you have to keep those ghosts away from the boss. But I'm most certainly sure all that you have to do is just get the ghosts away from the boss so that you're able to then, do damage. And this was just crazy, man. Like, I was getting exploded back. Like, this dungeon was totally different than what I was used to in all the other dungeons I've played. And I'm just glad it wasn't Infernal Citadel. Oh my god. If you guys know what Infernal Citadel is, if you ever like queued up for the advanced dungeons and you're just like, I can't wait to get my daily astral diamonds, and then you fucking realize you're in the Infernal Citadel, yeah, bro, just fucking leave. Okay? I just fucking leave. I don't even play that shit. I just leave. I don't even care. Infernal Citadel is annoying. I feel like every player on Neverwinter can agree to some extent that that is an annoying ass dungeon, and we've all at some point have felt like that we just don't like that dungeon. And if you think it's easy, then you're probably just fucking great at the game, okay? And this was more challenging to me because this boss had like a billion different stages that you had to go through. Like, oh my goodness. I was like, when the hell is this boss ever actually gonna end? I remember I was like sitting there checking my phone. I was like, what time is it? I was like, when is dude? I was like there for like 10 minutes. It felt like maybe less than that, but this first boss fight was super simple because, luckily my group carried my ass right through it because they knew what they were doing. If I didn't know, I probably would have been a little confused. I feel like I would have figured it out, but luckily they showed me the routes. Or they didn't really show me the routes. I was just kind of watching them, and that's how I learned the routes. So I guess I kind of just learned on my own by, watching what the other players were doing. But we made our way to the second boss, and this is where I'll show you guys a little quirk with this boss fight in Ravenloft Castle. It's very interesting. So let's go ahead and cut straight to that. Oh, but on the way there, we ran into this little boss. I think this is like a mini boss or something. Didn't really have any crazy mechanics. It was just a regular boss that we had to take out on the way to the next boss. Okay, but now, to the next boss. But as this fight began, I believed that this would be my impending doom. A creature of massive destruction, raising his sword higher than the clouds could stand. So, but don't worry, this is going to be super simple. Beforehand, the tank was telling everybody, let's all nobody attack, let him go forward, and he'll take the aggro. So you'll see what he is doing right here. The whole group actually stands back, and we wait a second. I wasn't sure how long I had to wait or like what he was doing or what he had planned, but you'll see what he's doing. He starts running around the boss just a lot, like he just keeps going around and around and around. And at first, I was really confused why he wanted everybody to just stand back, and I didn't know whether to attack. And then I slowly started to decide, okay, maybe it's time to attack, because it seemed that he was you know, had taken the aggro on this thing and was trying to trick the AI into, like, you know, not attacking anyone else or just, like, glitching it out or something like that in that sense. Because he keeps running all around the boss, like, trying to trick the AI. It's what it looks like, and that's what he is doing. You'll see here in a second when he actually perfects it, when he actually does trick it perfectly, like, nicely. You'll see what he's been trying to do. He's not just trying to run around the boss, and you'll see it's not really doing anything until he finally gets it down, and here it comes. Like, it's actually crazy, and I think they'll actually need to fix this, or if this is supposed to be in the game, but he eventually gets it right here, and you can see now all he's doing is running around, and he's got the boss just, like, in this weird glitch. So that is a huge, like, quirk I wanted to show you guys in the castle Ravenloft. I feel like this is a thing that could be fixed. I don't really know too much about Neverwinter's rules, but if that looks like an exploit, Neverwinter, forgive him, okay? At least he's not, like, summoning astral diamonds or something. Plus, I'm there, like, helping, because, you know, I queued into this random dungeon with these people, and I don't just want to just leave. We already got this far, but I mean, it made it easier, so I wasn't complaining, but this is something that definitely needs to be fixed. I don't think I really ever got back to it. I mean, it seems like it's something that makes the game easier for the players. So, I mean, like, if I was the developer of this game and I saw this, I'd be like, there's already so many dungeons. Like, who cares if one little boss fight is a little easier? But yeah, that's something you can do in Castle Ravenloft on the second main boss fight. You can, it looks like you can trick the AI and, like, get him to spin in circles if you can, you know, do it right. Other times it seems like it doesn't work as well. He keeps trying to do it, and it seems like he loses the, you know, aggro of the AI, and it stops rotating around like that. So he keeps trying to trick it. But either way, I feel like even if he wasn't doing that, this boss fight is super easy. I get some pretty cool dodges off too. It's pretty awesome. But I would not recommend doing this on your own free of will, because it does look like an exploit in my point of view. If I'm looking at this like as a developer, I see that as an exploit. I don't feel like I would ban someone for that, but I would want to go and fix that issue so that no one else is able to do it, you know? So, but moving on, we destroy this creature of forbidden power and send him to the realm of forgotten memories. Whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. But anyways, let's move on to the third boss fight, the final boss fight of this wicked dungeon, cave, realm, place. Let's move on. So the final boss fight begins, and like I've said, you know, numerous other times during the video, this is something I've never done. So I just had no fucking clue what to expect, and I was really hoping it wasn't going to be something crazy. This dungeon is actually, I think, one of the easiest dungeons in the game. Like, it has mechanics, yeah, but the mechanics that are, you know, in this dungeon aren't that, like, advanced to where it requires, like, a lot of brain power to really be able to do it, right? You see, when he explodes, all you gotta do is just, everyone would run to this wall over here and just stand right here. I had no idea what that did, but they all did that, and I guess that kept us alive whenever he was doing that massive AoE explosion. Luckily, I had the brain power to be able to follow what my teammates are doing, because usually I wouldn't be paying this much attention, but I learned my lesson after going into Infernal Citadel blindly, and I wasn't paying as much attention as I should have been, and I paid dearly. But you can see we literally, like, just sit against this corner and wait, and then until we finally are able to attack the bot. And it takes a while. There's, like, a bit to this. Like, there's a lot of, like, little mechanics and things that go through before you're even to actually allowed to fight the boss, so it does take, you know, a little bit of time. You can see there's, like, sorcerers and shit on the side that we have to go vanquish, and we have to, you know, destroy them if we want him to spawn. Otherwise, we won't be able to fight him. And they're super tanky. Like, you want, like, your whole group beaten down on one of these guys because they just have so much health. I wish I could see the health on them. I bet you it's, like, over 1 million or something. It's got to be because, geez, their health is crazy. But after we cut through all of these guys, or these little ghosts, then, you know, he comes back down, and then we can finally fight him. And he would be throwing around these massive AoEs, like these giant X's. I feel like they didn't really do much because I would just be out of the way. So, or they do something if they hit you. But, you know, I feel like I ever got hit this entire time. So, but after all of that, finally the boss spawned, which it took a while, like when we first got in there, because it looked like there was all these different mechanics and things that were going through before the actual boss fight. And so when we did begin that, you could see we were doing decent damage. And again, I'm on my rogue, by the way. We switched over. I started on the paladin when I came back, but I went back on my rogue that I created from 2016. Said this before, and yeah, I'm continuing journeys as the rogue. I feel like I have way much more fun with the rogue than the paladin, bro. I just love the rogue, and it's just, oh, that's my class, bro. That's just who I am. I'm a rogue, dude. Don't talk to me. I'm a rogue. And to be real, this boss fight was super easy. I had no idea what was really going on. I was just following my teammates, and Yeah, like, all we really had to do was stand against this wall, attack. Stand against this wall, and then attack. So it was interesting. It wasn't very, like, challenging. Like, this was very simple. So thankfully it was simple. I'm very glad, because it was just a random dungeon that I was going to do, because I need my Astral Diamond bonus, bro. I need my daily bonus. Are you crazy? I need them Astral Diamonds. But anyways, that brings me to the end of our journey. We completed the final boss and made it through the whole dungeon in itself. I was actually glad I did this. I've never done Ravenloft, I don't think, nor did I remember anything from this dungeon, so I'm glad that I at least had the opportunity to come and play this. I'm pretty sure it's from, you know, way forever ago. I'm not sure when Ravenloft comes from, but if you'd like to answer that question, the comments are for you, my brother or sister. Whichever you are, thank you for joining me in the Lands of Neverwinter. Let us get to the end of the... Cut to the end of the video. But anyways, my brothers and sisters, thank you for joining me today in the Lands of Neverwinter through the evil and wicked castle of Ravenloft. I'll see you guys next time. Y'all stay safe in the evil and wicked and disgusting Lands of Neverwinter. Alright, that's a little too much. Alright, peace out, you guys. Stay safe.